He had fully exited his patrol car. Alexandria's policy was 1-officer units. There were pros and cons to this. 2-officer units meant you had backup sitting right next to you, but the administrators argued it cut the number of beats a shift could cover in half, and that it was paying 2 officers to do the job of 1. As in most other domains, money won the day over safety. Most days, Cal just enjoyed the solitude. Today was not most days. The large man rushed him, thrusting his hands out toward Cal's chest, but Cal managed to snag one of Tiny's gigantic arms and twist it enough to get a single cuff on. But the man's wrists were slick with perspiration, and Cal's maneuver was not the smooth and seamless one he'd executed time and time again, which is how he found himself clinging to one loop of his handcuffs while the other was clamped around the giant's wrist, who now whirled Cal around as if the vagrant was Thor and 6-foot-tall Cal Farrell was nothing more than his enchanted mallet. Then, unbidden, "I don't belong here." He didn't quite know what particular here his mind was referring to. Here, as in at the end of a pair of swinging cuffs, trying to hold on to this unmerry-go-round before the centrifugal force hurled him into busy Duke Street? Here, in uniform, on such a punishingly humid day. Here, in the uniform at all. Cal didn't have much time to ponder it, as a second patrol car arrived during one of his sweeps. He had to gain positive control of the situation quickly before one of two things happened. It escalated dangerously, or he died of embarrassment. Plus, all of this spinning was beginning to make him sick. Cal got his feet under him, slowing the man's momentum. When the tweaker's arm met with resistance after swinging freely, it threw him off balance for a moment. Cal planted his feet then, and with all of his strength, jerked the man's arm downward, pulling the giant toward him. At the same time, he drove his knee into the giant's thigh, striking the long nerve that ran the length of his leg. As juiced as he was, Tiny still yelped and fell like a redwood, his leg numb. As he toppled, Cal launched himself onto the man-mountain, riding him all the way down. They had barely bounced off the pavement when Cal wrenched the man's free arm into the waiting, empty cuff with a blessed click. Christ. It wasn't even 10 a.m. yet. Rivulets of sweat poured from them both, and after their brief wrestling match, Cal realized the man's ripe body odor was now his ripe body odor. Even cuffed, the man rolled back and forth. Cal scrambled to stay on top and not get pinned. It was like some sweaty log-rolling competition. "Damn it, man," Cal said through gritted teeth. "I was going to buy you an ice cream cone." Tiny stopped rolling. He stared up at Cal, blinking. "Mint chocolate chip?" he muttered. Cal exhaled. "Sure, big guy." With Tiny suddenly docile, Cal took a beat to look around. The steady stream of traffic on Duke had stopped to watch the show. Among the gawkers was Patrol Officer Jemmy Vance, who exited his patrol car at a leisurely pace. Vance wore a wolfish grin and a high-and-tight haircut. The June sun gleamed off the shorn sides of his head and the lenses of his wraparound shades. Why did it have to be Vance? Jimmy Vance, a.k.a. Super Cop. With his hair and shades, he resembled Iceman from Top Gun, which likely would have pleased Vance to no end had Cal actually told him, which he would not. Invoking Top Gun would only make Vance stronger, thought Cal. The man was at the top of their class at the academy, was in peak physical condition and sharp as a tack. He was also Axe body spray in human form. Worse, Cal got the uneasy feeling he was a little too locked on, which Cal sensed might become a problem down the line. Vance offered a slow clap as he approached. "I applaud your commitment." "What?" said Cal, exhausted and irritated. Tiny was now wavering on mint chocolate chip and muttering alternatives to himself. "Bears figure skating. Practicing in this heat?"